Hi, hello. Welcome back. It is the Moon Griffon Show. Always a pleasure to be with you. 844-766-6607. Matthew James Tax Pro Hotline, where you too can be a voice. All righty. We're honored to have the president of the Louisiana Oil and Gas Association, Mr. Mike Moncla, who's knee-deep in all this, understands it. Mike, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good, man. I'm up here in God's country, I guess you would call it, right? Fairbanks?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, no. I used to live right there when I was in the Monroe-Sterlington area. I loved it, man. It was a great 35 years I lived up there. So I got a lot of friends still. But I'm not telling you to use
I'm up here doing my state of the industry, which is kind of I go around to different venues and I talk about, what's going on. And part of what I was, of my speech is the decimation of the barge market. And, I know you had called earlier this morning asking me, about my comments. And, he uses the word boom. I think at one point, I think he says another word. I think he says drill, baby, drill. There can be no boom when there's only 3 rigs left in the entire market.
Oh, my God.
Of just 15 years ago, there was 41 rigs to do drilling. So I don't know what kind of a boom you can have in a market where there's going to be 3 rigs left to contract out. Yeah,
but he does Carmouche does this thing at the press club and acting like, boy, if y'all can get me all my money I need, then everything's going to be great again and we're going to all come back to rolling. It doesn't work that way, Mike. I mean, if you're broke, you mentioned even in the deal about your company, but I think there's 100+ companies that are basically bankrupt and gone now. Am I wrong by saying that? Explain what happened what happened with these suits.
Yeah, well, about 13 was the first suit, and I sent you a text a while ago of 2 of my slides that I'm going around showing right now that show exactly what happened to the state and how much money the state has lost on the production levels and the revenue levels that come from inland waters, state lease operations. And the same thing happened to all, when people stop investing in that area, all of the service companies that provided services, whether it be rigs, wireline, barges, tugs, all those people, tugs, boats, they could go do some other river work. Barge rigs, there wasn't much other work you could do with that. It's a very niche market, and man, I mean, we were just all stuck holding the bag. And we had bank notes, we had employees, we had to make tough decisions, and it was a very difficult time. And when you go sell $50 million worth of barges for less than $3.5 million, it's a painful experience.
Yeah, but it was caused by the suits and stuff. It was caused by the pressure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It took investment out of our state.
Yeah, that's my next question. So when Carmouche stands up in front of the press club and starts talking about drill, baby, drill, there's nobody up there to say, hold up just a second, how you going to drill when these companies are gone? How you going to drill when there's no companies here? There's nobody to do this anymore.
Yeah, I mean, look, there was literally 41 rigs drilling 15 years ago. 41 barge rigs in the market. 24 of those were drilling rigs and 17 were workover rigs. And there were 9 contractors in the business. Today, there are 2 contractors left. Wow. Both of them are drilling contractors with a total of 6 rigs. There are 0 workover contractors remaining. One of the 2 drilling contractors remaining is Parker Drilling. They recently got merged or bought out by Neighbors Drilling. Well, Neighbors got out of the marine business years ago. We bought their last workover barge rig. They have already put the 4 Parker barge rigs on the market, and they are going to be sold to Nigeria. Coastal Drilling might buy one of them. Coastal has 2. That would leave 1 contractor and 3 rigs to service the entire drilling of the inland waters. There's not going to ever be another barge rig built. It costs $30-40 million. There's not enough return on investment to ever build a new barge. So as this fleet gets sold out of our country or cut up into scrap because of these lawsuits, there will never be any more rigs coming in.
No, but that's what blows my mind. Carmouche made it sound like if we'll settle all these suits and I get my money, then we back to open business. That doesn't make any sense in anybody's mind. Could you imagine that?
Yeah.
Didn't you have to do some of that too?
You and I have both met him. He's a nice guy, but he doesn't understand our industry. He does not understand that what has happened over the last 15 years from those lawsuits and the amount of business that has left Houma, Morgan City, Lafayette, and the rigs that have been cut up into scrap. There's no boom. It's been demolished.
Well, by the way, but this is all related back to the lawsuits. People can't do business if they bankrupt. That's what I'm kind of laughing at. He says, "Oh no, if everybody pays me what they owe me, then we're gonna drill, baby, drill. It's gonna all be better for everybody." How is it better for y'all to be bankrupt? How does that make it better for y'all to be bankrupt and come back and now we're gonna rebuild again, knowing that? Why can't they sue again? Why can't they come up with something else to sue for?
Yeah, no, it's tough, man. And look, I mean, I mentioned to you earlier, we've kind of talked about, man, do we need to get a lawyer and get the rig companies together and have some kind of a class action lawsuit against all the law firms involved in these suits?
No, I mentioned that earlier. I thought the same thing. I thought, man, that's a good idea. How about if we sued attorneys now? Let's see how they like it. Let's see how that goes. And when you go show, I'll give you an example. Talk about, and I saw this in one of the articles. Talk about y'all had a family company with 250 people. Talk about what y'all had to do with that company because of these lawsuits.
Oh, man. Look, we had about 630 employees because we had operations in Alaska. We had operations, on land rigs as well. But those parts survived. The only part that didn't survive was the inland waters. And, they talk about, it's not our lawsuits, it's other things. Well, all the other parts of the industry have all come back, except for inland waters. So how do you explain that? It's definitely the lawsuits that hurt us. And look, having to let go 250 people, or they're all working in other parts of the country now. They're in the Bakken, they're in the Marcellus, they're in Midland, Texas, having to support their families. It's difficult to lay people off, man. It was a tough time, and we had bank debt, we had personal guarantees. I mean, the stress of all that.
Oh my God, I can't imagine.
Cutting up barges for nothing. It was miserable.
Yeah. By the way, tell people what you had to do with the inventory and all the equipment you had.
We sold 2 of the rigs to a company out of Nigeria, and we got about $2.9 million for those 2 rigs. That didn't come close to our bank debt, right?
Sure.
And the other 9 rigs were sold for less than $600,000. So you're basically selling them to scrap dealers, and they cut them up and just
By the way,
weigh the metal.
Because I'm curious, $600,000. What was the rigs actually worth?
Oh, our rigs were worth well over $50 million.
And you got $600,000, but you look. Mike Moncla, president of LOGA, Louisiana Oil and Gas Association. Mike, you can directly relate to the lawsuits, how this brought your company, part of your company down.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And by the way, I was talking to you, and me and you've talked many times. Didn't you tell me about 100 companies, or 100-plus companies have gone bankruptcy or gone out of business or sold out or whatever because of the same things? Talk a little bit about that.
I can't really count the bankruptcies, but there's been a lot of closures. A lot of companies just get out of that market. But yeah, I mean, there were 9 contractors. There's only 1 left. So some of those just saw the writing on the wall and just sold their rigs for nothing. Some of us had to go bankrupt. We were small. We weren't a publicly traded company, so we had to go Chapter 7. Estes Well Service, they closed their doors after, I think, 80 years in business.
Wow.
But we have some publicly traded companies that they can withstand that because they had rigs all over the country, and these rigs didn't bring them down, but they certainly cut them up in the scrap or sold them for almost nothing.
Mike, it's an incredible story that a lot of people don't know unless you're in the oil and gas business. Y'all saw it firsthand, exactly what these. But it's amazing. An attorney like Carmouche can get up there in front and talk about. I just thought it was hilarious that if we could get through this and all these companies would settle and this is gonna make y'all better and people will want to come drill, baby, drill. And how is going bankrupt? How is losing everything? How is for a company? How does that make you better and you're gonna come back bigger and better? How does that do that? Because that's what he's saying is going to happen.
Yeah.
Y'all get destroyed, and it's going to be better for you. I've never understood that at all.
Yeah, I don't think he has an appreciation of what these suits have done to the rig count of in barges. And like I said, there will never be another one built, and Louisiana's looking at having 3 of them for everyone to use.
Oh,
we used to have 41.
Oh, my God. Hey, you got just a few more minutes? I want to take a break. A few more questions. His name is Mike Moncla, president of Louisiana Oil and Gas Association. He's living what he's telling y'all, folks. He's seen it. Yeah, we got an attorney out there bragging if we can destroy people and destroy their companies, we'll make it better. Trying to figure that out. I haven't figured that out yet. We'll be right back. Some of these people that are like you and been in this business for a while, are some of these people already moved out, gone, quit, got out the business? They still here fighting it? Where are the people that have fought this for so long? Or they pretty much had, I know workers had to go work somewhere else, but what about the people that own the companies?
Yeah, I mean, it's a mixed bag. Some of them have got into other things, real estate. Some of them have diversified their business into other parts of the country as far as geographically. And then others have, diversified into other products. So it's a total mixed bag. We've had to open offices in Texas and Mississippi through the years to try to get some more revenue coming in.
Has that helped y'all, Mike? Does that help y'all to go in other states?
Yeah, it does. It helps us grow our geographic footprint. It helps our company be a better target for someone to come by one day. So hopefully we can sell our company again one day. But no, we like growing our company. It's just the part where you have to shrink your company is the hard part. That's what we had to do in the inland waters.
Yeah, that's never good. And by the way, people like you and some of these other people you talk about, y'all love Louisiana. It's where you're from, where your family's from. This is where you made your business practice. You went to school. You guys that don't understand, people that are leaving Louisiana to go to work don't want to leave. But if the jobs aren't here because of lawsuits, they got to. They have no choice. This is their trade. This is what they know. This is what they were trained in.
Right. Yeah, there's no doubt about it.
Yeah, that's the frustrating part for me.
Employees leave.
Huh?
We had a lot of employees leave, for sure.
Yeah, but they didn't leave because they wanted to. They had to go to work.
That's right.
Some of these type businesses that we lost like this, were they relocated? They did just disappear.
Well, again, it's really a mixed bag. The Marine people, there's just not much Marine work left. And, a lot of my friends that we use for their tugs or deck barges or, just Marine support, they were able to kind of keep their doors open by doing river work. So they could go, Mississippi River or the Red River and, barges and tugs that go up and down and do non-oil field stuff. They were kind of able to survive by getting out of the oil field because their equipment was versatile enough to do those kind of things. When you have a barge rig, there is only one thing you can do with that. That is work over or drill wells. And so it just left all the actual rig contractors in a place where there was no business left. It was a liquidation chapter. It was a Chapter 7. It was not a Chapter 11 where you go, the courts and you work through it and, here's your way forward. And when you show that way forward, you say, well, look, here's all the work we're going to get. If we write our balance sheet, we're going to be able to survive it. So please, court, help us fix our balance sheet. Well, we couldn't show a way forward. There was no investment left in Louisiana. There was no one wanting to drill in the inland waters. So, no, there was nothing there but a 7.
Yeah, but they didn't want to drill because of the suits and the money it was going to have to cost to do what they wanted to do.
Absolutely.
I mean, that's why he didn't drill. Something ran him away. You know, Mike, the other thing we didn't talk about, too, a lot of I've been talking about all processing tax, bananas false, and all these people and all this stuff against oil and gas. And we lost a lot of big companies because of stuff like that. People, it's not just the small guys, and you guys were a good size, but these big companies said, "The hell with this! I'm going to another state. We'll just go to Texas where they won't do this to us." And so it's not only you guys, which made up a lot of it, and we lost big companies that are tired of the lawsuits and the craziness that we put up with here.
Yeah, it's not getting any better. I mean, I'm up here in Fairbanks right now. My friend here, he has 9 legacy lawsuits going on right now.
Wow.
9. He's already settled 2 of them. He had 11. He has 9 remaining legacy lawsuits up here. You got bad operator suits where they're saying they weren't prudent operators. You should have made a well and you made a dry hole. I mean, really? And they're suing people for this. And it's just one thing after another. It's legacy. It's coastal. It's bad operator. It's all these things. And, it's just such a legal... But, like they say, legal hellhole. Nobody wants to do business here.
Yeah, but the answer now is if everybody would pay up, then everybody can start drilling again, only to be sued for something else. If you think that's the end of it, it's not, and you know that as well as I do. All right, Mike. Listen, I appreciate it, man, as always. You got a website, anything where somebody can go check out more info?
LOGA.LA.
LOGA. That's LOGO.LA.
LAGA. Okay. LOGA.LA.
LOGA. Okay. I appreciate it, man. I hope people go check out to get the real information. Thank you, bud.
Thanks, man. Have a good one.